Hi everyone, good morning. I want to bring a notice to us here about Nigeria, a very serious issue that I have observed that Nigerians are not really very conscious about this particular issue. Now, here I'm doing a research about Nigeria. This is Google. Now, you can read, please read with me. You can see it says it was discovered that 58.9% of HND graduates are unemployed. HND graduates in Nigeria. 49.55% of OND graduates are unemployed, and 39.75% of BSc holders are unemployed. So you can see about 58.9%, let's just call that's 59% of HND graduates in Nigeria are unemployed. That's almost 60%. 49.55, that is 50% of OND graduates are unemployed, and about 40% of BSc graduates in Nigeria are unemployed. Now, I did my calculation. I added the three of them. I divided it by 3. That's the mean. What I got was 50%, which means 50% of Nigerian graduates are unemployed. And Nigeria have about at least 2 million graduates every year, which means at least 1 million out of that 2 million will be unemployed. Now, there's what we have. We have unemployment. We also have underemployment. So if 50% are unemployed, that's those who have no job. Inside that 50%, we have a good, significant number of them that are underemployed. And what we understand by underemployment simply means the money you are being paid does not cater for your bills. You have a lot of graduates in this country that earn 15, 20, 25,000 naira as salary. And a good number of them are in the teaching industry. Now, as a young man who graduated from university, after 5 to 7 years in university, and then you are earning 15,000 naira per month or 20,000, 25,000 naira per month, in a double-digit inflation economy, the inflation in Nigeria is between 25 and 40% now, and you have to save, you have to pay your bills, you have to take transportation to the place, you have to eat. How many years will you save to invest? That's the question. For how long? That's after 7 years, 5 to 7 years in the university. And sometimes you don't get that job immediately. It takes maybe after like 1, 2, 3 years. So for close to a decade before an average Nigerian graduate becomes gainfully employed. Now, let's say I will do that research of the number of percentage. Then let's say about 30% to 40% of them are underemployed. It then means that the remaining are employed. And those that are employed, if a good percentage of them are experiencing what I will call financial break-even syndrome, whereby what you are being paid is almost exactly with what your expenses at the end of the month. No matter how you try to cut it down, you have little to save because the cost of living is very high. Inflation rate is still very high in the country. So what is my main point here? My main point is that the concept of going to university directly after secondary school or high school in Nigeria is an obsolete idea. It's a sham. It's now becoming almost a complete waste of time, waste of energy, waste of resources, and if care is not taken, waste of life. Because how can you come out of secondary school? The purpose of going to school is to become not just illiterate, but to become useful in your society. Usefulness being resourceful, having capacity to produce, to take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, take care of your make a meaningful impact in your society. And then after high school or secondary school, you go to university, you have to study a 5-year course. ASUU strike keeps you there for extra 2 years, 7 years. You come out, you go for NYSC, which is so useless and of no significance. I'll talk of that later. And then 8 good years you are out, you start looking for a job, up and down, and after about 2 or 3 years you get the job. That's about 10, 11 years only for you to start earning peanuts. That may take you more than 10 years before you even save something significant to get useful with your life. And then before you know it, 2 decades are gone. Add that to your age, because the average age of graduation in Nigeria now is between 25 and 30 years. Add 20 years of roaming around trying to get something useful in your life, and then you have spent half of a century. So I don't know why Nigerians are finding it very difficult to understand that this system is so useless. The system of graduating from secondary school and going to university or polytechnic or college of education is a moribund, useless system. But nobody wants to break the rank. Everybody wants to go to university immediately after school. Now, on the other side, look at, I made a research. I think I would show this later, but I don't want to break this conversation. I was in a research. 60%, the Igbo apprenticeship system of business have taken out 60% of Igbo youths from poverty in the southeast. Now, I'm not saying everybody should embrace the Igbo apprenticeship system, but can we now start modeling our lives, socioeconomic life in this country, by borrowing a leaf from what has already worked in Nigeria? 60% of Igbo youths have been pulled out of poverty by the Igbo apprenticeship system. You see, a boy goes to serve a master. After 5 years, he's been taught a business, provided with capital, provided with mentorship, provided with networking, provided with every tutelage he requires, and he starts the business. And after 2-3 years, he becomes financially established. But in the same country, a graduate who can read and write, who has intellectualism, who can speak good English, who can do a lot of things, 7 years later, he's nowhere to be found financially. So why? On a norm, it is the graduate who should be more productive, but it is not the case. Why? Because Nigerian universities of today cannot prepare people to become financially independent tomorrow. They only produce dependent people, modern day economic slaves, and there are no jobs to even take them in. So what is the solution to this? My advice is this: after graduation from secondary school, kill the idea of going directly to the university. Look for a high-paying job. Look for a high-paying job, or look for a high-paying skill or a high-paying business and go into that. Looking for a high-paying job is for you to earn money and save so that you can go into a business that you have been trained in. Go for mentorship or go for apprenticeship. Then start a business. When you become financially independent, you can be doing your business and then go to university. We have part-time programs there. We have long-distance programs like Open University, so that the university does not interfere with the process of advancement and development in your life. I believe I've made my point clear. University is not compulsory. You go directly into business and financial independence after secondary school. When you get financially independent, you can now use the money and go get a university degree. Thank you very much. I believe this point, I've made my point clear. Those who understand and those who use information, I believe at this point, you will make good use of it. Thank you very much, and God bless.